Today on the channel from McFarlane Toys and the DC Multiverse, we got the deluxe figure of Bane.
The spirit of the warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another DC Multiverse unboxing and review. And today, oh baby, we got a big one. As you guys know, I love my deluxe figures, as we got the deluxe version of Bane. But remember, for all your DC Multiverse needs and a whole lot more, hit up Entertainment Earth. Use the discount code Kyle or the link in the description below to save 10% on all in-stock items. And remember, everything over $39 does ship free, so got to get a deal out there. But today, Bane is finally here. You guys know I love these deluxe classic villains from the Batman arsenal, I guess. We've had Killer Croc, we've had Clayface, who else do we have? Man-Bat, and now we got Bane. Now, I'm not all in on my DC figures. You know, I pick and choose, I dabble. But this Bane, so iconic to a generation of comic readers back in the day. I was reading Batman comics when Batman had his back broke by Bane. It was quite the story arc, quite the big deal. And of course, Bane's so cool because he always looked kind of like a professional wrestler, so I always loved him back in the day as well. But a very, very cool deluxe figure here. And when I close my eyes and I think of Bane, this is what I think of. Not the Build-A-Figure we got a year ago. What's it been from DC Multiverse? This is the Bane everybody wanted, I think, for the most part. So very, very cool. Can't wait to dive in. But of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's see what's doing with old Bane here. And there he is. Big, big deluxe packaging, big deluxe box. Very similar to the other ones in the line we've seen. Of course, does come with a stand, does come with a card. But a big box. And that blue back there always makes it look like he's swimming in water to me. That's how I always view those figures. But of course, you got Bane down at the bottom. Bane on the side. Window on the side. On the back, not a whole lot going on. No cross-sell, no anything. Just a little image of Bane going on there. So nothing too exciting. It feels like it's actually bigger packaging than it needs, which is kind of strange in this world, of course, that we're dealing with now. But let's get about on the package here. Let's see what's doing. Of course, we'll have the card. We'll be able to read the card and see what's really going on with this Bane. Oh, always tough to get out of the package, but there it goes. See you later. Goodbye. And we're off to the races here. There it is. Of course, we got the stand, the DC stand. We've seen these a billion times. Yes, billion with a B. So nothing new there. No ground broke there. Off to the races. See you later. Let's see what it says on this card, though. And it's got that same image we saw in the back of the package. Bane, real name unknown. I call him Jeep Swenson. I think some of you guys get that joke. Born on the island of Santa Prisca. Is that real? I don't know. The boy who would become Bane was raised within the confines of his nation's cruelest prisons, where he honed his mind by reading any book he could get his hands on. After decades of imprisonment, he was chosen for an experiment testing a super steroid called Venom. Not only did Venom work, but it also gave Bane the strength to escape. He then set his sights on Gotham City, a place of which he had heard many legends, with one goal in mind: break Batman. And he broke Batman indeed, as we do know. So, interesting times for old Bane, just hanging out, living in a prison. He's taken that 60 Days In show to another level, if you've ever seen that show out there. You know, they stay in jail for 60 days. He said, I'm just going to be there for my life, I think. Oh, we got a big twist tie on the back. Big time twist tie. Can I cut this? Oh, it's tough to even get into. Let's see. Let's see if I can get in there. Come on, Bane. Let's get out of this imprisonment. See you later. Off the screen. There it goes. Yeah, no, that wasn't going to work. The old jiggle and shake didn't work. What do we got going on here? Let's see. Can we get it? All right, we're out. We're out of the plastic prison. The big, giant plastic prison. Huge. See you later. Goodbye. And get these twist ties off to the side. We'll give those to my vacuum to eat later, probably is what'll happen. But now we got Bane out of the package, and man, oh man. All right, it is Big Bane here. Definitely somebody hands you this, you know it's Bane all day long. This is 90s Bane goodness, and for all I know, he could still look like this. But when I think of Bane, as I always say, when I close my eyes, when I'm deep asleep and I close those eyes and I start thinking of Bane, this is what I think of. Definitely he's got that mask on. Was there ever a reason for the mask? I mean, just growing up in prison doesn't mean you got to wear a mask, does it? But he does got that mask, that very professional wrestling-like mask. Very, very small head compared to the rest of the size of the body. You got all the venom popping into him. I love the neon green here. These are soft wires, obviously, so you got to be very careful. They are not removable, anything like that, but I can see these getting torn or ripped very easily. You got the big tank up to the brain up there as well, same kind of thing, but nice detail on that tank throughout. And then he does have that kind of apparatus, that vest that we always think of with Bane. He is wearing that vest, holding that all together. And then he is gassed to the gills. He is ripped up. And, of course, Venom, I think, was kind of a tongue-in-cheek, supposed to be steroids is what they were saying with that. And that's what had going on. We do got those green wires over here. You just got to be careful with these wires. They could easily rip out. Very Star Wars Black Series-esque with some of those figures. Some of those gaming great ones, of course. We got nice details on the red button here. Just all around pretty good at the top of the body. He's got a little bit of a dark wash to him. You got veins throughout the body. Of course, he's a big jacked up dude. He's got to have some veinage going on. Looks really good. I got a little paint rub off here, so it's a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world. He does got a black tank top on. You do got a belt going on. Got kind of little different things going on, and then that big red all-seeing eye on his belt is what that looks like. Then he does have very tactical pants on. It looks like something like army pants, down to the army boots in black. I mean, he really does look like a professional wrestler. And, of course, I mentioned earlier, Jeep Swenson played him in the Batman movie way back in the day. Way back in the day. Not the latest of Batman incarnations. But Jeep was a big dude like this and really fit the part, I always felt. But man, this does feel really, really good in hand. It doesn't feel deluxe in the way Clayface or Man-Bat or Killer Croc feel deluxe. Maybe Killer Croc's a good example of a comparison. We'll compare those guys here in a second. But it definitely feels big, oversized to your traditional figures. And like I said, we'll do some comparisons here in a second. But let's run through this articulation real quick. Arms go all the way around, of course. Back and forth, side to side. Very tight joints as usual. You do get a little bit of elbow. Not a ton. You are limited a little bit by his big Scott Steiner-esque biceps. Arms, back, or hands, I should say, back and forth on the ball joint. Nice black gloves with the hands. Kind of the gripping, terrorizing hands. That looks really good. Head moves side to side. Waist, yes, you do get a good waist on him. Does get a really good split for a guy like Bane. That's a good split. Very tight ratchet joints on him there. No bicep cut, but you do, or thigh cut, I should say. But you do get the double jointed knees. They are not pinless, unfortunately. I wish McFarlane could move to pinless, but I'm sure that would knock us up a price point or two. And then no boot cut, but you do get the ankles. And I do like the ankles are more traditional. They're not that big ball joint that we usually get with McFarlane. So it makes it look a lot cleaner as a whole. But man, this does look awesome. This is what I was looking for in a Bane figure. Does he fit on this stand? I'm sure he will. Why would he not fit on it? And now he won't fit on the stand? This can't be. This can't be real life, can it? Oh my gosh, just a very, very tight fit for him. But he will fit. But a very, very cool look for Bane here. This is what all of us wanted out of Bane. I think most would agree with that. Sound off in the comments down below. But absolutely fabulous. Absolutely cool stance on this Bane for sure. I did grab a Batman out of the collection so you can see kind of the scale difference between your typical McFarlane figure and this deluxe figure. I really do think this works. The size difference works for me really well. And then I talked about Killer Croc. That's one you can kind of compare him to. Very similar stylized or sized figure is him and Killer Croc. As you can see, these two are basically even standing side by side right there. And then we do got a couple other deluxe ones. I got the Clayface. I was a little bit heartbroken on this Clayface. Not all I wanted it to be, I guess. But it does look really good here against Bane, but it is still a cool chunk of plastic. Just kind of rough in the articulation. Very hollow. I expected this to feel a lot more like Violator if you had that Spawn figure. Instead, it feels very hollow and a little cheaper than I wanted it to feel. But you can see that size comparison. And then the big boy here, Man-Bat. There's another big McFarlane figure. Once again, a good figure, but man, these ankles on this thing, trying to get him to stand and hold a pose, not the easiest, but there it is. There's Bane against some other big boys out there. Very, very cool. I was excited for this Bane. I gotta say, it did live up to my expectations. Very happy to have this in the collection. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? All in, all out, picking this Bane up, playing the long game? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this Bane and the DC Multiverse from McFarlane. Don't forget to like this video. You made it this far. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. You don't want to miss a video. You guys know we got videos every single day. And even more on Patreon. And Patreon's got bonus content, exclusive content, monthly giveaways, a whole lot of stuff going on the Patreon, and best of all, you do support the channel. Also, don't forget to follow along on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for Bane, I am Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.